Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are making a house that is built on a hill, so it's gonna look really odd on the flat lots of The Sims. But we're starting off with the base, which is going to be a garage, and then our house is going to be on top of that. So we have a little driveway that goes up to the house, and this is kind of based on one that I actually took a picture of more than a month ago for my Instagram, so I used that as some inspiration. And I wanted to do an older house because I've been doing a lot of eco living ones, so it's nice to go back and do a more traditional looking house. And it was really hard to try and fit this house into the landscape that I wanted to have, because it needed to have this nice sweeping driveway up, and it has its garage and stuff at the bottom where the road is, so it has to be on on 2 different levels, which can be super hard, especially as you can see that the fences were having a moan about this build. And I try and use a lot of landscaping and plants and stuff to kind of cover up the sort of the dodgy bits here and there, like how the base doesn't actually connect to anything, which is always fun. And then because I built the fence at the top of the foundation bit, I had to redo all that. And we've got a gap there as well because the land doesn't go up to where the actual building is, which is always super annoying in The Sims. I don't know why we have like a 2-inch gap between the house and the actual thing. So plants are our saving grace. So our house is actually 3 floors. We've got 2 attic space rooms at the top, which have some nice big modern windows and stuff, so there's kind of a more modern extension to the house. And the rest of the house is quite spacious. I think I made it a little bit too big, but I always end up making my builds a little bit too big, and it doesn't have that much of a back garden either because of the lot size. I probably should have put it on a slightly bigger lot, but you can never judge that when you're actually going to build it. And we've got some nice chimneys as well, and we've got kind of a farmy type house, but not too farmy either. Throwing the eco stuff out of the window for this build. So we have a very brick heavy house, which is something that I don't normally do, completely brick houses, especially as this house had the little detailings on the edge, and it was really annoying because that one slight bit did not have the detailing, and it made me so annoyed. So I had to go in and put the jungle adventure detailing where that was. I was just why? And we're actually going to use some Strangerville windows, which I barely ever use because they're a little bit niche, but they were the most accurate version of windows that I could use to the ones that were actually on the building. I did slightly make up the back and have a nice big glass doors and stuff going out onto the patio bit, just to make it a little bit more interesting, because you always need a good patio space, and that's where our kitchen and the dining room is going to be. And then at the top, obviously have to have loads of windows and light and stuff, so it's pretending that covers the entire wall and stuff. So this last Sunday I actually went outside. Ooh. Spooky stuff. We went to look around the gardens at Hampton Court palace, because that is not too far away and things are slightly more open now, except for the palace itself. You could only go around the gardens, but it was a nice sunny day, so it's quite pleasant to walk around and have a look, and we had a picnic and everything, so that was nice. Something different, actually going outside and doing something on a weekend instead of just being stuck indoors all week long, just getting very, very boring. So we've covered the front of the house in some nice vines and stuff, because that's what the house actually had, and then it had some like detailing above the windows and stuff in the light sandstone texture, so I was just like trying to find something that would actually fit that same thing. So we've got some of the roof decorations on the outside, just to add some different texture and stuff. So on the inside we have a nice big ground floor area, so we have a living space, we have a study, and we have a bathroom, and we have a big kitchen diner as well. So we're going to start off in the living room, where we've got some of the fabricated stuff in here, because I kind of wanted some modern stuff in here. But obviously we've got the really old fireplace, we kind of got some nice wooden floors as well, so we're going to mix some of the modern stuff with some of the older, like more traditional stuff in here, and have a nice house. And I was trying to, don't know why it took me a lot longer to furnish this house, because I think I was just trying to think of different ways of doing stuff and seeing what worked, what didn't, in sort of more real time, and seeing if I can make it a little bit more interesting and stuff, because I've just been doing nice plain modern houses, so I wanted to have this one filled with a few bits and pieces all over the place to make it more as though some Sims actually live in here. Obviously got to throw in the new shelving thing, because I don't think it quite fits in this house, but it's going in anyway because it's beautiful. And we've got some more traditional pictures and stuff up in this build as well, because we have some traditional stuff in here. And I get to use a lot more decoration as well, because that is always fun. And throwing in some wicker baskets and stuff. Trying to find my own wicker basket because I repotted some of my plants, so because they're getting too big for their pots, and so I need to find another storage container for one of them, because they've got too big. I'm like, I really want that plant to grow up to be like 6 foot tall, because it's a massive cactus palm, and I know they can grow really big, especially in like hot deserty places, which is not my living room, but it's getting there because it's been warm, so that it has been growing so much. I'm so happy. Normally all my plants die, so it's a nice change from having withering plants, and obviously you have to talk to it every day to make sure it's a happy plant and it's not going to die. And in the hallway we have quite an interesting little hallway that I wanted to make a little like boot cupboard thing, so I've got a nice archway with all our little storage bits, and I've got an interesting layout. It's a bit odd, but kind of fits with everything. And we've got the storage box and stuff under the stairs as well, so we've got a few bits and pieces. And then we have our nice big kitchen area over there, which has one of the fireplaces in too, and our bathroom, which I actually managed to fit in the massive laundry shelf, which I haven't actually used yet, but I thought it'd be quite nice to put in this build because it's quite rustic, so it kind of fits a little bit better than put it in the more modern houses. So we've just got a bath and a couple of sinks and some laundry hampers as well, because we actually have a laundry room upstairs, because I split one of the bathrooms up. And I was like, it's so dingy in here as well, so we need some form of light. So added some windows out the back, which kind of helps with the vast space that we have on the back as well, because there's only so much stuff you can put in a bathroom. And then in the kitchen, this end of the room where the tiles are is where our main kitchen is, and it's huge. It is a massive kitchen. And then we have the dining room bit near the fireplace and our little like potting shelf. It's kind of not a shelf to put in the house because it's got like plant pots and stuff like that. It's more like a shed shelving thing, but it kind of works in this build. We're using the surfaces from Parenthood, so we can have that, because they always look a little bit farmy, modern farm. And then you have the sinks that match as well, the big Belfast sinks, which is a classic to put in your country kitchen. And I thought the white ones would go a little bit better with the dark colours and stuff that we've got. So got some nice white to contrast with our dark floor, and throwing in a few bits and pieces. We've got the plates as well on the fireplace, because I thought that'd be quite a nice little feature to have on. Perhaps some of them are antique. Obviously the one with the rocket, classic antique plate, right? And then we've got a nice big rustic table in here as well, because I thought that would fit. Even though we've got modern bar stools, I was like, we're going full country with our mismatching chairs that are a bit shabby, but I think it brings in a little bit more colour to this room. And when you remember that you actually have wall stuff to put on, and you go around and fill up all the things that you've missed. And because I've got hidden objects on so I could get the fabricated stuff, I was just like having to go through like 5 different things before you get to the actual normal items. And I was trying to find a rug to go in here. I think I picked this like orangey yellow one because it kind of fit with everything. And then in this back room we've got a study, which I don't normally put into builds, but it was quite nice to use some of the older sort of bookshelves that I don't normally use, but the cats and dogs one. And I think that one's, it's either Discover University will get together, but we've got nice old rustic desks as well. We've got a mix of computers. I think we'll throw in a dartboard as well, which I don't know whether you'd be actually able to, there's enough space to use, but you could always move it upstairs into the attic, so there's enough space to play, because there's a few other bits and pieces up there, so it has a reason for Sims to go up there. And then we throw in a sofa and chair as well, so Sims can sit in there and read. Even though it's supposed to be like a study area, it doesn't have that many books in it. The shelves are a bit bare, so you'd obviously have to go and buy some new ones from the phone. But yeah, purchase some new ones. A few plants and stuff. It's quite dark in the back room, but I imagine that when the sun moves around, you'd actually be able to have some light in there. So upstairs we have, I think, 4 or 5 bedrooms, which is quite a lot, and we have a bedroom / storage space in the attic as well, so you can have so many, like 8 Sims in this house. So this is the master bedroom, and it has a ensuite as well, so it's like a mini L-shaped room, which makes it quite interesting. And then I was like, I've got to add in some clocks. It's like, let's put those everywhere. So using one of the new beds, but in a little bit more toned down colour. So we're gonna go for like I think we go for peach and blues in here, but most of the furniture is kind of white and creamy colours with some old like style chests of drawers. And we obviously have our fireplace as well, just to keep the fireplaces going. We don't actually put too much stuff in this room because it doesn't really need it. And I like the fact that we can place the doors wherever we want to now. So we've got the door right in the middle of the two, which makes a little bit more sense than how it used to be. And we gotta love the fact that Norton kept popping up constantly while I was trying to do this build, saying, "Look, you haven't done your backup." It's like, I know, stop telling me. It's so annoying. I don't know why security things are like obsessed with you backing up and stuff. It is a little bit insane. But putting a few details in, we've got a few plants in this room as well, but because it's the master bedroom, it's quite nice and light. We have a nice light blue to match the cushion and stuff like that. And then in this room we go for like a blue wood frame and like the brown colour, so we kind of wanted to match that colour for the furniture as well, because it's a cats and dogs thing, so get to use all the cats and dog stuff because it's actually one of the tones that you can actually use for once, which is amazing. And obviously we've got the yellow curtains everywhere, which kind of matches the same colour as the bed as well. So for once in The Sims we can actually have some matching stuff. And we've got a bookshelf in here as well. I don't know what type of room this would be. It's kind of an extra sort of room, but could be used for, could be a nice blank canvas for you to add in your own Sims personality into it. And we don't have a fireplace in this room because it's a little bit tight to fit in. We've just got a bench, a nice brown bench as well, nice beige walls. So such an appealing room, colour-wise. Anyway, and then some nice pictures on the wall. Gotta have Jerry creeping over you at night time. They have to do something with that sim at some point. I wish they would just add him in without telling anyone. And then this bedroom, we got two on this side which have fireplaces, which I've made into kids' bedrooms, which is probably not appropriate for having fireplaces, but there we go. They can set your house on fire. So in this bedroom we put the bookshelves either side of the fireplace. We've got a keyboard and we've got a nice dark colour scheme going on in this room. So we've got like greys and blacks and dark tones. I could go for a nice dark blue on the walls as well, which is I do like using the dark blue wallpaper in The Sims. And obviously we've got to put a load of posters up and some different bits and pieces. We've got some cushions as well, kind of like a reading corner. Just put the little open book out on the floor as well, so you can kind of get the style of the sim. They also have an Alexa, which is a little bit swish, but I was like, none of the other music stuff would fit on top of that, so we have an Alexa instead. Obviously putting the hampers everywhere, even though it'd probably take the Sims like 5 years to pick up all the laundry, but it's a nice decent sized bedroom. And then in this bedroom we have a more kids bedroom, so we've got using the tiny living stuff in here, which is quite nice because can fit either side of the fireplace. We've got a tall chest of drawers, and then we've got the other chest of drawers in the side there. And then we have just a little desks because I thought it'd be quite nice to have as open space as possible for them to be able to play and stuff, because we weren't having a dedicated kids room. So we've got the new wooden doll's house, which I haven't actually used yet in anything because I don't normally play with kids that often, so got a few of the projects up on the fireplace as well, and then a few posters and one of the little plush toys that they can't interact with. It's really a shame that they can't do anything with that toy. And then a nice brown and like pinky rug, so again like a pink tone in this room. And then we have our, next to that we have our laundry room. We've got like 3 washer dryers because I was like, I know the Sims have so much laundry, and if you've got a household that's huge, there'd be so much to do. So we've got our little dedicated washroom, and got a few bits of decoration in there as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then in this room I was going to make a younger kids room, but then I turned it into a toddler room. So we've just got the new bed, we've got a more child-friendly doll's house, a bookshelf, and a little table as well, and all the other bits and pieces that you need for the kids room. And I actually used one of the Parenthood wallpapers in here because I always forget they have some really nice like tonal colours, and I always forget to use them because you always see the one swatch. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to use that, but I always forget it actually has decent colours when you look into it. But we've got like a pretend laundry hamper and some extra like cushions and stuff and blankets underneath there as well, so it gets cold or if you want to sit on the floor. Then you've got a few bits and pieces. So I do never get to haven't used that toddler bed yet because it's it's a little bit specific, but I think it works quite well in that area. And then in our hallway it's kind of an odd little space, so I've got a little table there so we can have a plant and a few bits and pieces. I think I've put some candles there just to brighten it up, because we can't put any of the like big surfaces or anything about because there ain't enough room. Then we've got a little side table there as well, so I tried to move the thing because I wanted to put another plant because it looked a bit odd. And we have that glitch where things don't look as though they're going to place properly because you've got the stairs, and then up in the attic area I thought it'd be quite nice to have like a space for the kids to hang out in. So we've got the foosball table, we've got the Don't Wake the Llama, and then we kind of got a music set up here as well, so it's nice and out of the way of everyone, so you can make as much noise as you like, and you could have their friends over for after school or the weekend or whatever. And then we've got a spare bedroom up here, so if we actually were allowed guests round without it being inappropriate to sleep over at someone else's house, which I don't quite understand, but we do have an extra bedroom which also doubles up as a storage room. So it has like the Christmas decorations, Christmas tree, pumpkins, and all sorts of stuff like that in here. I was just like whipped out seasons. I was just like, what can we throw in the storage guest bedroom? So you can imagine sleeping in here. It's got like pumpkins staring at you and wooden reindeer and all that sort of stuff. And then we've got a sink up here as well because you'd have to walk all the way downstairs just to go to the bathroom. And this space out here, I was just like, there's no point like building up the land because it looks super odd. So I thought it'd be quite nice to have a greenhouse and use the new windows that are three panes, but they move so you can open and close them. So I could have thought that would be a super cool thing to have in your greenhouse. So you could, like, if it was getting super warm in there, you could open them up, and then in the winter you could close them up. So we have those there, and obviously it just ends because we can't build on that last little bit of the lot. So just put the fence round and then get loads of planters and stuff in here. It's a little bit dodgy with the windows coming in, but it's quite a tight space as well, so hopefully the Sims can get all the way around. And we've got a flower arranging table and a bee house in there as well, so you can pollinate all your flowers. And we've got loads of plant pots outside as well, so in the right season you can move the plants out and so they grow better. And then on the other side we have a picnic table and a barbecue as well, because we raise the land so it looks as though it's connected a bit more. And I put a little cactus terrarium in there as well, because it'd be super warm. And because the window's glitched a little bit, you could actually put the what's it called, the hose on the wall as well, so you have something. So trying to level this off to the right height, and so it like looks as though we actually have a little bit more of a garden. And actually do it a little bit lower and put some stairs down so you can actually get onto the grass, because it actually worked. And I was like, let's drag it all the way across so it kind of fits in. Beginner stone one as well, so that helps blend from one bit to the other. And obviously adding some massive trees in there helps blend the landscape into it, and it makes it a little bit private as well. So we've got a small bit of grass, and then obviously raising the other side up so it matches as well, and covering it up. We do a lot of planting as well that matches what we've already done, which is like a little bit overgrown, a little bit wild, a little bit country as well. So that goes in with our fence. It also frames the driveway quite nicely, and then we use some of the longer bushes to get down the side. I just realised that I had like raised the terrain up in the wrong place. So covering the gap up with our big bushes and sort of framing the border and making sure it all fits nicely together, and hiding away all the weird and wonderful bits that comes up with the terrain next to the buildings. But I think it works out quite nicely in the end. We obviously put some stuff in the in the garage as well, and we put some cars at the top so you can pretend these are people visiting, and then we have our own cars in the basement. Could also go down into the basement. I did consider it, but there wasn't a convenient place to put the stairs. We got some nice debug plants as well to go on the in the outside, and have a little bench out the front as well, which kind of finishes off that area. Have a nice little seating space, and one of the big plant pot things that we have in there as well. And then in the garage there is a door so you can actually get in there, and we have a workbench, and we have a candle making thing as well, and an easel so you can do a few crafty bits and pieces in there. But it's not terribly exciting. And a punch bag as well, so you can do some exercise. So that is our build. We can have a look at our screenshots so we can see the layout, and the other bathrooms I added in as well. So there's another full bathroom upstairs. This is our entranceway, our living area from a few different angles. There's a few bushes poking through as well, and our study, our downstairs bathroom, our kitchen, our dining room, which has an amazing view because it's in Bridlington Bay, and then our bedrooms upstairs, our kids' bedroom, our other kids' bedroom, our toddler room, our master bedroom, our other random bedroom, and our upstairs, which has the best views of the bay as well. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.